little bit of a test. Yeah, test video. Okay. So this is the basic, like how a chart always looks. The basic foundations. So learning the symbolism and the associations and the rulers of each of these houses is a fundamental piece in learning how to read charts, whether it is a horoscope or your birth chart or someone else's birth chart or a synastry chart, progressions, transitive horoscope, whatever. You get the point. You do have to put in time memorizing and learning the traditional meanings of each of these things here. And it's not just that you're learning 1 through 12 of all of the different houses and what's going on there. It's also then learning different areas of the chart. Like these 4 different quadrants have different meanings. This hemisphere has a different meaning than this hemisphere, as does this hemisphere versus this hemisphere. So there are associations within that too. And that's before you start placing planets, luminaries, asteroids, points of interest within that framework. And then understanding all the symbolism with each of those and the placements and what that mixture combination means. But then also beginning to understand aspects, which essentially are, the main ones that you start to learn about. The easiest one that you can learn about is a conjunction, which the symbol looks like that. It's a circle. That one looks like a cherry. But it's a circle with a line coming out of it in the upper right diagonal. That conjunction means that you have 2 or more planets, asteroids, it can be a combination of these, points of interest, whatever, within the same few degrees of each other. That's a conjunction, where they're right there, conjunct each other. And then another one that's very common that you learn in the beginning is opposition, and the symbolism is this plus a circle on the other side, so the opposites. That's an opposition, so learning what all of that symbolism entails. Then you have a trine, learning what that means. You have a square, learning what that means. And I'd say sextile. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Hold on. Sextile. 1 across plus an X. point. That's a sextile. And so learning what that symbolism is. There are more aspects on top of that. They just get a little bit more complex. So, right, more advanced as we go. But I'd say that these are foundations to learn. So let's just also put the conjunction up there again. Okay, right? Conjunction, opposition, trine, square, and sextile. Knowing the amount of degrees between the two. So 360 degrees in a circle, this is where a lot of geometry comes in with the aspects. So we have 180 degrees opposition. We have 120 degrees between the trine. We have 90 degrees between the squares. We have 60 degrees in the sextile. And a conjunction can differ slightly depending on the astrologer, but that can be anywhere from 3 degrees away is considered a tight conjunction. Like my sun and moon are within 3 degrees of one another, so my sun and moon are conjunct in my chart. I also have Black Moon Lilith conjunct my Venus in my chart, conjunct my Mercury in my chart. And all in Aries, except my cute little moon sign there in that conjunction with my sun in Aries. It's in Pisces. But enough about me. Typical Aries. These are things that you want to understand the basics of. Whew, okay. Then I want to talk right now a little bit about Mercury retrograde because it's happening in Pisces, and this is one of my favorite transits. No joke. I feel relief when I know that Mercury is about to go retrograde. And it can still be really weird. It can still be, like, not great all the time. Because there is some confusion. It's a shakeup. Mercury retrograde is a shakeup. Okay? It's a mental shakeup. And it's a throat chakra shakeup. And it's a way that you think, it's a way that you speak and communicate, how you write, how you learn, how you identify with your local community, with extended family, with neighbors. Neighbors coming home right now. So, when Mercury goes retrograde, it's also routines. Health can be health and wellness even. It can be details. Faith. Like in like a more religious kind of sense. You know, there's a lot of there's a bit more routine rigidity. I'm thinking of the Virgo aspect. Virgo's not that rigid. Well, okay, enough. So, Mercury, retrograde. Mercury, that cutie patootie, is currently transiting through the sign of Pisces. The fish. Those cuties. This is a time where duality and the even like in an illusion of duality, some people could during this retrograde transit get especially caught up in the duality of things. And that, with Pisces energy, it's all about all is one. So when Mercury goes retrograde, typically things kind of work against us, in a sense, like it feels that way. Or you can think that it's happening that way to you. But really, it's always for our best interest, alright? And I'm saying that some of us could get a little bit more observant of or aware of the dual nature of things, because not only does Mercury rule 2 different signs, which is kind of what I was tangenting off there for a moment. I was talking into the Gemini 3rd house qualities. Excuse me. And then I was also going into the Virgo 6th house qualities, which Mercury rules both. Excuse me. I'm relocating. I'm moving out. I have a lot of art supplies and things that I've been meaning to do and just put off for years, some of it. So I'm doing some of it too. It's a mess, but I've got all kinds of sea glass that I've collected, and there's just crystals. There's a lot of random stuff. There's stuff everywhere. There's still stuff everywhere. But look, I made some flowers. So I'm gonna let them cure overnight. So I am doing a little bit of art business, which is so amazing. But otherwise, I'm in relocation mode, and I am going through everything in my life right now. It's a mess everywhere. It's just, well, I'm getting more organized mess. It's not that crazy of a mess. It's not that crazy of a mess. It's just everything is out, so it looks like it's crazy. But in the meantime, I've got 2 weeks left. So for the next few days, I want to focus on talking about stuff and utilizing this space. Okay? So all of that whole tangent was because I took a sip from that beer. And cheers. I'm drinking a beer. And I'm enjoying it. And I'm enjoying my view. I finally opened the window. I really moved furniture around a lot in the past 48 hours into configurations that I've never considered in the almost 6 years that I've lived here. And I really like it like this. So anyway. Why some people could get more caught up in the duality, the dual nature of things, is because Mercury rules 2 signs, and Pisces, the fish, is one of the dual signs, like a fish. Ooh. Found fish in one time. 2 fish swimming in opposite directions, and they have a cord tied to one another. I don't know. I guess, don't get caught up in illusions of things working against you in this Mercury retrograde transit. And this one in Pisces is it's the first one of 2026, but it's also the first full water retrograde in years. Probably 4 or 3, 4, or 5 years or so. I'd need to look up dates, but this year of 2026, we have 3 different retrograde cycles, and all of them are in full water signs. So it's a full Mercury retrograde through the water element year this year. And the water element, what does it represent? Emotions, feelings, the heart, matters of the heart. Also, psychic abilities. A lot of people, and you might be feeling this, you might be picking up on more spidey senses, stronger intuition. Your dreams might be more amped up at this time, or you could be recalling them with more detail, or they might be more vibrant in color, or you might be experiencing yourself like lucid dreaming or astral traveling. You get my point. And also, when Mercury is retrograde, when Mercury is transiting through Pisces, whether or not it's retrograde, even more so when it's retrograde, the communication itself, because that's Mercury, communication, thought process, the way we think, the way we speak, the way we write, any type of communication or learning, okay? In our local community especially. So all the places we go to on a usual, like, everyday or regular-ish basis, okay? So when Mercury is moving through the sign of Pisces, which is the dreamer, the poet, the artist, the one who's the eternal optimist, the healer, the escape artist or illusionist or master at deception in ways. Seriously, Pisces, seriously. And I don't mean that as a bad thing at all. You gotta watch it sometimes, and the escapism too. But the imagination, like the altruism, the all is one, the everything is connected, the Christ consciousness, the subconscious, the 12th house, Pisces, the winter, the end of the astrological year before the rebirth, the shedding, the allowing the water to dissolve and disintegrate. If there are still parts of you that need to be released, now that the year of the wood snake has ended and we're into the fire horse energy, and it's like blast off, let's go. Need to drink more water during this year. And these water retrogrades, the way that I see it, the way that I want to talk about this with you, is that the water retrogrades are here to remind us of connecting and moving through our heart and our emotions, and having more compassion, having more nurturing, having more intuition, having more creativity. There's a little bit more of an inward flow, you can completely be a leader, but there's a bit of more hanged man energy, hermit energy, introvert time, solitude perhaps, or just being with those that you really, really feel very comfortable with in your home, in your privacy. It's the private. It's a very inward time, private time, nature, animals, spirituality. This is Pisces. This is Pisces energy. I really hope my volume's working because I'm not doing what I normally do with recording. And I was not planning on filming, but I'm really glad that I am. So, right now, you're seeing this, and even into the first week of April 2026, if you're seeing this energy is still accessible. This energy is very, very much current. It's a current transit. It's in the horoscope, babe. It's in the stars, honey. And we all can access it. Now, depending on how much Pisces you have strongly in your chart, because I know a lot of people will say, like, oh, I don't have any Pisces in my chart. Wrong, you do. You do. Every single one of us has every single sign in our chart. It's just that we want to know, when it comes to Pisces, especially in your chart, we want to know what house or houses are affected by this energy, like what areas of your life Pisces rules based off your birth chart, time that you were born, and the place that you were born on your birth date, unless you've had a near-death experience, in which case you would use your rebirth time, and that is a topic for a completely different, really fun video. I don't know, fun? Interesting. So I do need to put that disclaimer out there that if you've had an NDE and you want to look at your birth chart, your astrological birth chart, you want to look that information up, what would be the most advantageous for you, if you are this person I'm talking to right now, is that you get a reading done on both your birth time initially when you came in this body, and then with your near-death experience, if you were legitimately pronounced dead and then you're resuscitated. This is a direction I did not plan on talking about today, but we're doing it. I don't know why resuscitation's really, really, like, echoing in my mind right now, like, reverberating, but, like, if this is you, then, I will do please comment, let me know. I'll do another video on this, because I've read for people with this, and it's so interesting. But yes, okay. Depending on your birth chart, okay, we want to know where Pisces lives, what areas of your life it rules. And then also, if you do happen to know that you have a lot of Pisces influence in your chart, then this Mercury retrograde is going to affect you even more so. And in a general sense, this Mercury retrograde is going to make people, I mean, it's already a harder way of communicating because Pisceans tend to be a little bit less linear and a little bit more, like if you've had the Myers-Briggs done, you most likely have an N in your chart, meaning you can kind of like get lost in your conversation. You can go into like long tangents of stories with people and describing like a simple thing, you know. I have an N in mine. Pisces is a poet. Pisces is the musician. Pisces is a dancer. Pisces is a choreographer. Pisces is a magician. Pisces is the one that can speak to the plants and the animals. Like, the communication with Pisces is not, it's not the style of communication that we were molded to have in school and in education. It is not linear, it's not direct, Pisces has to really work hard to figure out how to communicate that way, and so it's easy for Pisceans to have a little bit of a deflection mode where either you can lean into being really shy and an introvert, or you can lean into really being the artist and communicating through other mediums rather than through your voice. Or you could end up leaning into the side of comedy and being really funny, especially depending on what other things you have prominent in your chart. Like, so the Piscean communication can be a bit cloudy, it can be a bit ethereal, it can be a bit spiritual, it can be a bit artsy, it can be a bit like its own language, its own dialect. So for everyone, when Mercury's transiting through Pisces, hopefully it benefits you where you feel more creative and you feel more poetic or romantic or spiritually connected, or for a natal Piscean or a natal Mercury in Pisces person, Mercurian in Pisces, this is a time where you can also reflect on the way that you speak if you are Mercury in Pisces in your chart. And you might feel a bit rejuvenated or relaxed even, or you can have a reminder at this time of how creative you can be in your self-expression. Because communication, yes, in the like young male sense, direct speech, written thoughts, Gemini, third house, and Virgo, detail. But also, Pisces is telepathy. It's not even having to say any words. It's being able to read minds and share thoughts and communication without speech or written communication or verbal. It's learning body language. It's tapping back into body language. It's tapping back into playing an instrument and emoting. It's tapping back into writing or drawing, or, you get my point, ceramics or whatever, okay? I'm going to end it there because I think that I put a lot in that little tiny bit. I just wanted to get into some basics whenever Mercury is going through Pisces in general, which happens every year. And then every few years we've got this Mercury transit retrograde through Pisces, and here we are. So these are the invitations, and these are the ways that you could maybe get a little bit tripped up right now, but also ways that you can rethink how you like to express yourself or communicate, or both. And hopefully this gives you a little bit more creative liberation, because that is another theme of Pisces. It's liberation. It's freedom from the physical constraints. It's how can you radiate from your heart and your mind connected to one another in service to humanity. And how can you silently, so meditation also is very key here. Can you send that out through energy? Can you send that out telepathically? This is an opportunity to exercise your intuition and to exercise your psychic abilities as well. So if that interests you, please take the opportunity and practice it and reflect. Okay? Watch the other videos that I have on this channel about Mercury retrograde, especially about this current transit in Pisces, which won't be hard to find because I'm a little baby channel. But my name's Vanessa. I've been studying astrology since I was 7 years old, and I've been reading birth charts for people for 15 years now, and it is what I do. It's what I absolutely love to do. I love to help people feel really empowered and validated in who they are, and to reach not only a more empowering self-image and identity, but also to reach self-actualization. So if that's something that interests you, then check out the link in my bio. I've got a lot of different options for you and resources, and I hope that this helped you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys in another video. Maybe this one.
Maybe it's this one. Bye.